Okay, Math 2 3.5 standard form to vertex form notes. So number 1 is already in standard form, and vertex form looks like y equals a x minus h squared plus k. So what we're going to want to do is take number 1 and make it look something like what we've got up there. So this is vertex form. So for starters, whenever we complete the square, we have to get rid of that 18. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide everything by 18. Okay. So let's just divide both sides by 18, and I'll have y over 18 equals x squared plus, and I have 216 divided by 18, that's 12. And then 651 over 18. That gives me a decimal. I'll just write in the simplest fraction, which is 217 over 6. Oops. Okay. Now there's another way you could do this, and you could rewrite it a little bit to where the 18 stays on the right side, but I think this makes it a little bit easier for us to work with. Now, for completing the square, I need to add in my blanks. So I'm going to have y over 18, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my blanks on the same side of the equal sign. I'm going to put them both on the right. I think it makes it, I don't know, it makes it work a little bit better for me. Plus 12x, and then I'm going to have my plus blank. Now I'm going to put my plus 217 over 6, and then I'm going to have minus blank. So you see we have a plus blank and a minus blank. That means that it's really like we're adding 0, right? Because they kind of cancel each other out. What's going to happen is this guy over here is going to turn into a perfect square. So for starters, we need to, well, not for starters, to continue, we have to do b over 2 squared. Our b in this case is 12, right? We're grabbing the 12 from right there. That's our b. So we've got 12 over 2 squared, which is 6 squared, which is 36. So my blanks both get a 36. All right, so to rewrite, I've got y over 18 equals, now my perfect square, I can take that apart, and I look back up here, my last thing before the square is a 6. So I've got x plus 6 squared plus, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to combine both of these guys together. I'm just going to add them together. So I've got 217 over 6 minus 36. And that gives me 1/6. All right, and now for our last step, we have to get our y by itself. Or if you left it as f of x, we have to get f of x by itself. We're going to do that by multiplying everything by 18, right? So the 18s on the left cancel, and I'm left with y equals 18 x plus 6 squared plus, I'm thinking that's 3. 8, 7, 6, yes, 3. And that is our final answer. All right, that is vertex form of what number 1 started off as. Okay, number 2. Again, we need to start off by getting rid of that negative 3 that's in the front. So I'm going to divide everything by negative 3. So I'm going to have on the left y over negative 3 equals x squared minus, I don't know, what's 24 divided by 3? 24 divided by 3, that gives me 8. Right, and now it's negative because we had positive 24 divided by negative 3. And then my last term is going to be positive, and I think that is going to be, is that going to be 19? I think it's 19, but let's double check. 57 divided by, 57 divided by 3. Yep, 19. And I don't know why I kept that all in orange. We'll put that back in the blue color. All right. Now for our blanks, we're going to have y over negative 3 equals x squared minus 8x plus blank plus 19 minus blank. And there's nothing special about that ordering right at the end. You could put plus blank plus 19, right? It just matters that they're both there. Really, it matters that these first three terms are kind of next to each other, just so that you can kind of see what you're doing. So we're going to have b over 2 squared. That is negative 8 over 2 squared, negative 4 squared, 16. So my blanks both get 16s. So I have y over negative 3 equals, now that I've completed the square, I have a perfect square that I can pull out. And I look back up here and I've got a negative 4. So it's going to be x minus 4 squared plus, well, I put my 19 and my 16 together and I get 3. Right? 9, yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I multiply everything by 3, or by negative 3 to finish up. And I'm left with y equals negative 3 x minus 4 squared minus 9. Alrighty, that's number 2. Number 3, start off by dividing 2 out of everything. So I'm going to have y over 2 equals x squared plus 4x. And I'm going to add in my blank right here. Plus blank plus 6 minus blank. I kind of combined those two steps together. I did. All right, so my b over 2 squared, b over 2 squared is going to be 4 over 2 squared, which is 2 squared, which is 4. So I have 4 in both of my blanks. I'm going to have y over 2 is x squared plus, not x squared, excuse me, x plus 2 quantity squared plus 2 on the end, and then I have y equals 2 x plus 2 squared plus 4. All right, that's number 3. Numero 4. All right, this one's a little bit different. We still have to get rid of that, the coefficient of the quadratic term, the coefficient of the x squared term. Instead of dividing by 1/2, I think it's just a lot easier to think about it as if we're multiplying by 2. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2 on both sides so that we can get rid of that 1/2. So I'm going to have 2y equals what, right? Instead of f of x, I put in a y. X squared minus 14x plus 31. I'm going to have 2y is x squared minus 14x plus blank plus 31 minus blank. I'm going to have b over 2 squared, b over 2 squared. Well, that is negative 14 over 2 squared, negative 7 squared, 49. So I have 49 for both of my blanks. So 2y equals x minus 7 squared minus, and what's that going to be? Is that 18? I'm thinking that's 18. Yeah. And again, just to review, this negative 7, you could do it by factoring this guy here. If you wanted to factor that, you could see that. Or I think it's a lot easier just to grab it from right there. All right, and to finish up, we need to divide everything by 2 because we have a 2 in front of our y. So we're going to have y equals 1/2 x minus 7 squared minus 9. And there we are. That's number 4. All right, number 5. Ooh, it's the last one. Yay. I'm going to start off by multiplying everything by 2. So I'm going to have 2y equals, I'm going to use a negative 2 because it's a negative 1/2. So I'm going to have negative 2y equals x squared minus 12x plus 25. Next up, I'm going to add in my blanks. Negative 2y equals x squared minus 12x plus blank plus 25 minus blank. We do the b over 2 squared thing, and you will, if you write all that out, you will see that you get 36 for both of them. The left guy can factor, or you can complete the square, or however you want to think about that, and you get x minus 6 squared. That last term is going to be minus, I don't know, what is that, 11, negative 11? Yeah, negative 11. And to finish up, we have to divide by negative 2, so we're going to have y equals negative 1/2 x minus 6 squared plus 11/2, because we had a negative and a negative. All right, there we are. That is number 5.